Show time! Hey, hello everyone. Welcome for another episode of the Puppet Podcast. I'm Caroline. I'm doing this podcast with a lot of passion, and I'm so glad because tonight I got the chance to connect to my fellow puppeteers in Manitoba. So we will have two of the Bighetty Brothers. Bighetty Bighetty Puppet Show. So it will be really interesting to talk about puppetry in their perspective in Manitoba and how it goes over there. So before we go into the interview, I want to invite you to just have a look to what we do, what we promote. We promote puppetry all over the place, and we have our Patreon. That's the place where we put some workshop to help the community, workshop about a lot of stuff, about building, but also about promotion and marketing, how to brand your puppet business, how to write puppet show, how to do a web series, a lot of stuff. So have a look on that. And if you want to see more, you can go on our website also. So let's go into this wonderful interview and let's just jump. I think they are ready. We rush a bit. We just let's do it. And that's so cool to connect all over. So everyone also, if you want to just write in the comment from where you are watching, and if you have any question for the Bighetty Brothers, feel free to write it just below and say we are here. We are watching from Colombia, from Mexico, from US, from UK, whatever, where you are in the world. We want to know. So ladies and gentlemen, yes, please welcome in the screen. We have Ken who is ready. I hope, he's ready. So let's bring him in the screen. Yeah!
Anaskoman. My name is Ken Bighetty, and Kelsey Bighetty is over there, but he'll be here very shortly.
So cool. I rush you a bit with this hotel room. That's so cool to be able to connect nationally. So cool. So Kent, I want you, and maybe we can wait for Kinsley to appear, because I always say that the puppeteer can introduce himself. That's the exercise, how to present yourself on the podcast.
The handsome one, and here's the ugly one. That's kidding.
No, both you are so.
We grew up together, so we're brothers. So we grew up teasing each other.
Yeah, that's true. Brother relationship. It's so funny, and in the show, it's so key also. So could you introduce yourself to the community who are watching? What is the Bighetty Brothers? What is your brand in puppetry?
I started all this. Me.
I'm the oldest brother. My name is Ken Bighetty, and
Chelsea Bighetty. I'm the second youngest.
And there's 5 of us kind of that do it, and we all grew up together with just CBC. Now remember in the 70s, into the little into the 80s, 90s, it was just CBC on the reserve. So when say Walt Disney came on, it was Tarzan. We were Tarzan all week.
I got generator.
And there was only a diesel generator in the whole reserve that kind of powers everything. So if it was Tarzan, we were Tarzan all week. And if it was Robin Hood, we made bow and arrows, and we were Robin Hood. If it was Cowboys and Indians, we played Cowboys and Indians. So we kind of mimicked everything. And then right into Sesame Street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of our games that we did, we ad-lib. We played along. We did the monologue. So when the puppets came along, we naturally teased each other with the puppets. And we would have a script. I would literally write down a script. Okay, there's a script. No script. Once we started, it was just like a free fall. So that's what makes it unique as our puppet show is all.
Oh, I lost the sound. I don't hear you. Oh yeah, you're back.
My phone came on, so I have to. It'll cut off for a second.
Yeah, but it's good. We hear you back. Like we haven't missed a big piece. So yeah, you start as like as a family, your puppetry business, right?
Yeah.
So cool. And that I read and I saw so much like documentary. You have good stuff on internet about you and your unicity, because you educate community with your art, right?
Yeah, it's all Cree English, and our show is everywhere, right from to a pet store to a washroom to a restaurant, wherever we are. That's our stage, and that's the thing that makes it so different. Is say we get invited to a reserve in northern Saskatchewan, we would post going on a plane, going on a train, going on a vehicle, stopping by. We would post along the way.
Walking.
Walking.
Mostly the puppets would be walking from one community from one province to two provinces, or take shortcuts, and we'll stop and do clips like that, and we add it together so they make it look like the puppet just walked there.
So, and then everybody on our Facebook pages would follow along. And then we were in Prince Albert, for example, at an eatery. And then these three old ladies at the other table turned around and said, I recognize those voices. Are you those guys? Yeah. Got all excited.
Yeah, because that was viral at some point.
It went viral when we pulled up into McDonald's and we ordered neck bones and Ichiban. It went viral.
That's so perfect. Yeah, I think I will put the link of the viral video below our interview, and people could watch it. But yeah, let's dig into the deep question of the Puppet Podcast. So are you ready?
Yep.
I'm ready.
Yeah, ready to rock. The first one is really, what makes the art of puppetry an art that you cherish?
Let me turn up the volume.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you hear the deep question.
What makes the...
Why you cherish that art form, like those puppets? Yeah, yeah, you can bring one to explain.
Tell me, not this guy here, nor this guy. Tell me, I'm the superstar here. Pushing me away. I'll be
Okay.
That's perfect.
What makes it unique is our late brother Russell Bighetty said, be the puppet. Be the puppet. Do not be... So when I talk with my puppet to his puppet, I know it's him. So we know how to tease each other. And we speak Cree fluently. So when we talk to elders, they know the guys. They call them the poisak. They call them Tanya poisak. Where's the little boys? Or they have a nickname for them.
Uh-huh.
Little men or little boys, little trappers.
Even when we go in a classroom full of kids, we disappear. Even though we're sitting there, we disappear. And these guys,
they come alive.
Yeah, and it's really like your relation as brother.
Yeah, I know these things.
Yeah, it's true. It's your personality that you bring into this object, this puppet, and you just improvise. You work with spontaneous idea, right?
Yes.
That's so.
One of the things we did in Folklorama too. We have a song called "Oh MacDonald Had a Farm," where we get kids to sing and ask for animals. So one kid says a turtle, and then all of a sudden we go, "Oh MacDonald." But everybody bursted out laughing, right? Because it's spontaneous. Like, but it was one of those kids and adults, and both native and non-native. It's amazing.
Yeah, because I think the fact that you are so connected help to connect with the audience at the same time. So that's so key in the job.
And then we also show our culture as well too. I go to Sweats and we show our ceremonial life that we do. So it's a positive lifestyle that we show. So we're no different from the puppet and me. So It's us. So
Yes. And what do you say to like kids who say like, I want to do this, I want to become a puppeteer? Like, do you have a specific training, like a field of study that you will suggest to the kids?
You come to my school and I'll teach you half an hour every day. Just kidding. You can actually kids can practice. They can practice with socks. That's how we started, like this. Practicing with socks, making our stage, and it was all live.
so that's how we practice.
Yes.
Started off with socks, woolly socks. Those were our main characters, and from there we started focusing on how to use our voice. Like we did separate voices and whatnot for different characters, and you always have to become the character. Be the puppet. You become the puppet.
Yeah, you go towards like the practice, like do it over and over, and you will be good at it.
But with the kids, when you had mentioned the kids, we also say it in our language. One guy from Oxford House, a different community, a flying community in northern Manitoba, the guy works at the airport, says, I understand you guys in Cree, but my little son, he wants me to listen. So I put on a computer, the desktop, I turn it on, and I put him on my lap, and he's laughing at you guys. He doesn't understand the word of Cree. I understand, but he doesn't, but he just wants to hear. And he just listens to it. So kids get a kick out of it as well too. And when we go to the schools, like we spend each time at a school, when we bounce from classroom to classroom, then we do a community show. So sometimes we're being puppeteers all day. So get this rush. It's amazing when you do it in front of kids and they scream, you just get this energy. It's amazing.
Yeah, you are a rock star.
Just like this room, it's 40 degrees in here.
That's true.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, because it's really interesting to educate with puppetry. I want to ask you what you find makes it different with the puppet, to talk about like your culture, to talk about like the subject that you have in your art with the puppet. What the puppet is different than just doing proper theater or animation or what?
Like with my puppet here, he talks about, like with him, I talk about trapping and looking after yourself, living a healthy lifestyle, and being out now, like get to enjoy nature as it is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you're out there, you got to learn how to be careful, not to get hurt and whatnot, and you get to love what you do. Like to love what you do out there.
Yeah.
And as a puppet, I talk like that to kids and even to adults. I talk to them, man. They listen. They listen to him. Like I give advice. Like sometimes I'll give spiritual advice. Sometimes I'll talk about grief, how to love oneself, to look after yourself, like physically, emotionally, spiritually. You combine all those together to look after you.
Yeah.
And
you're back.
what was the question again?
It's about like what the puppet makes like a difference, to talk about your culture, like how you find these tools is the proper tool to talk about.
Oh yes, on two fronts. One of the things that we teach is laughter.
Yeah.
Into communities where there's either a suicide or something traumatic happens. So we don't talk about the suicide part with our puppets. What we teach kids is to pray, Ayambiha. So when you say the Cree word Ayambiha, when you literally translate it, it means to talk. So it's no special ritual prayer of Our Father who art like that. We say, no, it's Ayambiha. You're just talking. You're talking. You audibly talk, we say, and that's what you do to Creator, is you talk and you let go. And then he said, when you let go talking, so we talk like that, and we also say, "Nida awasis," you're a boy. "Nida squeezes," so we say we're the difference, and we also talk about bullying and anti-bullying, to love yourself the most and not to pick on one another. So to love one another. So our puppets talk. One of the teachers told us that there was a therapist, a trained therapist that went ahead of us. And then she said the students were all writing on their books. And then when we came in with our puppets, we called, said, "Come here." And then they all come, and they're all surrounding us, and the puppets were talking. And they were listening to the puppets. But it's us. That's why we say we're the puppets.
Yeah.
So I'm trained, so I also look out for triggers. So we do that not to tease too much. So we do that, and then the kids are more responsive to a puppet telling them pray, as opposed to me in front of them and say pray.
Yeah.
Very different when the puppet says it through a third person, but it's us.
Yeah, it's your value that you can put into, and your proper message that you bring into the voice of this puppet. And I want to ask you, because I try to visualize your show, and it's really like they come at the same time, or like the puppet arrive all together and they talk, but one take the focus and the other listen, or they just chat all together.
We disrupt each other. we disrupt each other. We're literally behind the stage. I would punch my brother in the stomach. Because he'll stand up, and then he'll go and disrupt me, and then I'll punch him in the stomach. Like it's my joke. So we have a stage where sometimes we do an elevator scene, escalator, where the comes up, right? So, and kids get a kick out of it. So when I'm doing a show, and then all of a sudden Kelsey will jump up and do an escalator, and then he'll totally, so there's no script, and then kids get a kick out of it. So then we say, everybody scream, and of course all the kids are just like, their energy is so high, right? So we try and stay at their energy level, and by the time when we're done, we're just sweating. So, but we do the Pukatawagan song. We always do a Pukatawagan song, like Pukatawagan, like that. It was late Sydney's song, and then we teach a few Cree words, but it's a joke. So it's about humor in there. So
yeah. And while we sing that song, we include the community we're in. Like we'll include like added words, like we paddled to War Lake or come through Montreal Lake.
And then we also incorporate animals. So they speak Cree, Dene, Ojibwe, Sioux. And then even when our puppets say, we speak French as well too. Hello, how are you doing? I speak a little bit of French. So they get the joke, right?
Yeah.
So I said, we understand what you are saying. Like, so you will talk like this. But our puppets are saying it, and then they get a kick out of it. And we did it in Winnipeg with in Folklorama, and then an all white audience, right? So, and then we gear up to the audience too.
Yeah.
When we were in Winnipeg, I said I started off in Cree.
Oh, we miss you.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, it's back. Good.
All right. If we say, I said in Cree with my puppet, I said, "Kispin weekend gaykin, nago mo weekend mo gaykin, yago agagwit simit agagwit sigimuan." So this is an all-white audience, and I said, "Okay, I'll translate. To be or not to be." And they were like, "Oh!" They were just I said, "Why are you guys laughing?" And then I look at Kelsey's character and I said, "Why are they laughing at me?" So we play off stuff like that, right? So, but they don't know. But so we get.
You are really creative.
So we do it. Sorry,
No problem.
My phone keeps ringing. So.
Yeah, you are popular. A popular puppeteer who gets some work coming in.
1 minute. Are you around there? On my Jersey pool. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, okay, perfect. I want to ask you, because this is so cool that you bring the fact that humor is so key to make people laugh, to talk about big subjects. as you said, bullying and all of that stuff. I want to hear you on your goal as a Bighetty. What are the main goal, like the big goal for the future for your company, your show?
Well, we got three emails. The one email we didn't follow through was the Jim Henson group. They saw us on YouTube. So they wanted to send us a Zoom interview and to have 3 weeks in California for a course. We didn't go through with that. We also got an email from Sesame Street to do a 2-minute, kind of like not a character from Sesame Street. And then, but we've been working on our own Cree alphabet, our own Cree literacy. Like my late brother says, the letter B. So the puppets are saying this. The letter B. B as in bannock with bologna and butter, or K as in craft dinner. Kids will get the literal part, right? Literacy part. And then, but the puppets say K as in craft dinner, and the other puppet jumps in and said, with wieners or with craft dinner. Oh,
yeah. Busy puppetry man.
So but we also want to do. Other elders told us, I want to speak Cree, but I don't want it to say miniguinis. I don't want to say a drink. They want to say, no, tiapagan. So the puppets talk. So I said, we listen to you guys on YouTube because you're doing conversational Cree. I don't want to go to a classroom and say minigoganis, one word, minigoganis.
Yeah.
I said, we watch you guys. And don't put subtitles, they said. They said, if you put subtitles, it's like watching a Chinese movie with subtitles. By the time you finish reading, the action passes. So they said, no subtitles. So we listened to our audience in terms of what they want.
Yeah.
And also the father with his dad, all Cree, no subtitles. And they'll pick it up. So that's the big goal, is bringing the language back. And also the humor part, that it's okay to tease each other. Because we do it constantly.
So perfect, so well named and voiced. This is the duty of puppeteers, to bring their culture to the audience. So do you have like a goals in terms of like an audience you want to reach, a number of kids, like a country you want to, or it's maybe just online you want to expand?
Funny you should say that. We also speak Japanese, but we do the Cree into the Japanese, and the Cree audience gets it. And when we say Tagusian in TH dialect, but when I do Japanese, I just speak Cree and I say, it's Cree, but it's Japanese flip, right?
Yeah.
So when we get, so we want to touch all cultures in that.
And mostly, we do have like a world audience. We have actually fans that come from Africa,
from France. Lots from the States. We were
England.
England. We were Switzerland. We were at the World Puppet Conference when we became headliners in Calgary in 2019.
Yeah.
And each puppeteer, they had
2 minutes.
We had 2 minutes, but 6 minutes was the one for the audience. And then they saw us, and then they were just laughing, and all we're doing was just rehearsing. But we were arguing with each other with our puppets. Shut up, like that, right? And we were like so into it because we only had 6 minutes, and then we became headliners. And the Saturday morning we had like a 650 seat capacity where we would talk. And we were there 8:30 in the morning, and it's like, nobody's going to show up. It was just full.
Wow.
So we had a lot of other puppeteers, lots from the States, and they said, I want you guys on YouTube. I've seen you guys. So.
Yeah, this is key also in your ascension as a puppeteer, to be on social media, to use the social media and the online world for your career, right?
Yeah, we also got a grant to do vaccination rollouts with our puppets. So we do during COVID too. We did a lot of mental health, like people were at home, So I would take a lot of karaoke songs and then I would flip them. And I would do the karaoke like either Hank Williams or Why Don't You Love Me Like You Used to Do, like that. Cook Me Bannock, like the way you did. But I would just mix it up. So I would take a lot of country songs and flip them, and then I post them. And then we do a lot of also messenger messages for kids. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
So
Lots of those.
a lot of Zoom. We've been doing a lot of Zoom too.
Yeah.
We've been 750 students in Ontario with patients in isolation. We've been doing Zoom with patients, with kids and adults. So we have another Zoom event coming up in August for patients in isolation. And then we also do reserves for language festivals. The biggest one we just did with Queen's University on Zoom, which is stabilizing Indigenous languages. So when we did our conferences, we go live, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta. We were up in Yellowknife as well too. So it was busy. It's been busy.
Yeah.
So when COVID hit, we were in Ontario. We were supposed to fly into Northern Ontario, and then it said, "No, COVID hit, go home," and we have to fly from that few moves. Somewhere in Ontario, anyways, and we flew to Winnipeg, and then Winnipeg North, and then
somewhere past Kenora, anyway, that way. So we took 2 flights. Actually, my mother did 3 flights. All the way to Pukatawagan.
Our mom does the old Cree. Helen Nancy is her name, her puppet. And her Cree is high old Cree. So no joking. Hers is serious.
Yeah, but she bring another aspect to the show. And this is interesting. Yeah, I want to maybe, like, for the conclusion, I always ask if you want to bring puppet to the screen, if we can see a bit of you in action, or just demonstrate what you do. Yeah.
Do I look out my nose?
How's the world out there in this pandemic? I've been gone for 2 years in my travel life.
Excuse me, I'm the chief. I'm supposed to introduce me.
Okay, I gotta introduce him. How do you look at this camera? Featuring the man, the myth.
So anyways, I'm so happy to be here. So anyways, holy smokes, another Zoom. What's that?
I put you full screen.
Okay, thank you. So I'll sing the Pukatawagan song. Here you go.
Oh,
Pukatawagan.
I do.
Pukatawagan.
Pukatawagan. That's where I come from. Pukatawagan.
Okay, I got the idea.
That's where we was born. And today I'm in the Pasquia,
let's
doing a Zoom show.
We'll teach you a Cree word, okay? Everybody say, you say what?
What?
Sa.
Sa.
Pa.
Pa.
Pe.
Pe.
In.
In.
That's a Cree word. Say it again. Say what?
What's up, in?
Almost. What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah, I learned that.
Wait, I know different languages because I'm the chief. How are you doing? I understand what you are saying. So I'll talk to you the way you talk to me because I have been a world traveler myself. So it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Chief. That's so cool. I feel he look at you. The chief look at the puppeteer, and they are in reaction. So we have one who are watching right now from Philippines.
From where?
Philippines.
Philippines. Hey, Philippines.
Wait, I'll flip for you. Chica, hold on. I'll flip for you from the Philippines. That's kidding.
Send me some potatoes. I'm running out. I got my five red potatoes.
Thank you, Philippines. Good to see you.
Yay! That's
Hello,
so.
Philippines. Where else?
So perfect. You are so perfect to deliver this message. The fact that we know the puppeteer and we know the subject. It's the casting is so key in this show.
Do you know my headdress? It's made out of crow feathers.
Oh, true.
Do you drink Pepsi, chips, pop?
Yeah, sometime, yeah.
Well, a crow eats garbage just like you. That's why I got crow feathers. We tell kids that crow feathers.
Yeah.
Kids that has crow feathers. Gee, look, boy.
That's so perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, we have people from Quebec in French who say super.
Parlez-vous français?
Parlez-vous français? Nancy say it's
I say
yeah. She say it's really funny, really funny.
Oh, we were in Folklorama too. We were in Folklorama in the Festival de Voyageur. We were in the Festival de Voyageur in February in Winnipeg. We were, well, mostly me.
I was the champion. I'm the champion at the Festival de Voyageur.
We were jigging. We did a jigging scene. I was a jigger.
Tame.
Yeah, bravo. You are so good. So good. The bow.
Thank you.
Yay, the trapper and the chief. This is so perfect. So could you bring the puppeteer back? Bravo!
It's my other puppet.
You are so amazing. I love the fact that you do this. You are the messenger, and you bring so much laugh to it.
We're planning a truck side reserve tour because of what's been happening with the residential school, and people need laughter. So we're going to truck in August, and then we're going to Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and then we're pulling up with our truck and then having a puppet show from the truck because of social distancing, and then go from neighborhood to neighborhood, next reserve, do the same thing. So that's the near future plan, because people need that laughter. Lots of stuff happening, so they need that release. And I got that when I was in a minivan, and those two old ladies, they were just laughing when they happened to pull up when I was doing a little thing with in Devon Park here a couple of days ago.
Wow. And yes, if people want to know more about your tour, what? I miss it.
Yeah, it was his idea.
This is brilliant, really brilliant. It's and yes, if people want to connect with you, want to support you, help you in your quest, or where they should watch and go, and how they could reach you.
Go under YouTube under Cree Puppets, or I'm the president. Ad hoc is that Ken, you're the president, and then we had one vice president. We fired him. My youngest brother Danny. So Kelsey's the vice president. So my email is kbighetty KBIGHETTY @ktc.ca. So that's my email, and that's where we. So we got an email too from Canada's Got Talent. They said, saw your stuff on YouTube. They're like, okay.
Yeah, but your goal is more to reach community than going into big show like this, or it's more to connect with in villages and reserve and just see the
one-on-one interaction with the people. If we do the live show, then we go into the audience. That's the second show, and people just follow. And I just nod to the next person because yes, can I videotape you? And then we move to the next person, and we just swarm that person, and they're just laughing, and then we go to the next person. So it's like a show.
That's our meet and greet show. We're just on top of the stage as an intro, then the show starts once we hit the floor. So you're interacting like this.
Oh.
That's it.
Ito, sige.
So people have a kick when they see him live like that. So
Yeah.
Fell his finger. We're you supposed to pull that finger.
You are brilliant, guys. It's amazing. It's really, I have a blast to meet you and to discover more and more of your work. So I really recommend that people have a look on your channel. And yes, we will put it below the McDonald viral one and the others. And you need to be more discovered all over the place.
All
Yeah.
right. There you go. See?
Yeah, that's it. I will push you out of the screen,
Okay.
but you can stay in the virtual studio for a moment and we can chat after.
Okay.
I would just do the close up. So yeah, thank you so much. You can say bye to, yeah, we have Robert to watch and yes, we have people around. So yeah, this is the time I push you.
Okay.
Bye, 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 bye. Yahoo! Everyone, thank you for watching. I want to let you know that we need more puppeteer in the world. We have this message and this laugh and this thing to bring to the world. So yeah, please have a look on our resource, but also, yeah, just share those interviews and yeah, we can be more as a community, more connected. So here is the Patreon address, but you can have a look on our website also. And yeah, we have many episodes coming on the summer, so we don't take a break. We just keep promoting puppetry from all over the world. So I'm happy to connect with Canadian. And also, if you want to, you have idea of people I should interview, just feel free to send us an email. And yes, we will be happy to connect with more and more people. So everyone, I will wish you a wonderful evening or morning if you are in Philippines who are watching. And yes, stay tuned, stay safe, and just create more and more. And we will just succeed as a medium of art. So good night.